Hi, this is Sam Agnew, GCSE PE Golf. This is the first hole at Borrington Golf Club. It's 339 par 4. This is driver, first hole, just so I can get it up there. I'm going to mark the ball now and clean it because we have winter rules on today. So I can now replace the ball within 6 inches of the tee. It was a perfect tee shot, right where you want to be, right in the middle of the fairway. Good line in, we have 100 yards left. It's going to hit 54 degree. Bit short of the green, probably could have clubbed up one more time. As it turns out, we were on the green, so I'm gonna mark the ball, clean it, and then read the line, and then hopefully. Left it a bit short, I'm going to try and hold this one for par. Par on the first hole, 134 yards, I got 9 of them. Did finish a bit left, so I have a 54 degree in my hands now. I'm just going to try and land it on the end of the fairway here, and hopefully it will roll down. Shot from that distance. It was a good chip, probably could have hit it a bit harder, but this for par. great start. I like 150 yard par 5 third hole, straight up, driver off the tee. A little bit up the right, probably just bounced over the bunkers. 280 yard half swing chip shot to the green with 54. Good shot, a little bit left. Most likely going to 2-putt from there. Fourth shot now, just held on to the green. This putt swings a little bit from left to right, so I'm going to aim about 3 or 4 inches outside the hole. Tap in for putt. Good hole again. Moving on to another par 5. Like I said in the last, this is another par 5. Driver again. There's a bunker down the right about 200 yards up, so I'm just going to either I think I'm just going to go to the left of it here. Too far left, I'll be in the rough on the left hand side. As you can see, we finished a little bit left, kind of overdrew the tee shot. I'm going to be hitting a punchy 5-iron just to get it about 150 yards up there and in the fairway. Perfect, exactly how I wanted it. Alright, so perfect shot from the rough there, middle of the fairway, 140 yards into the wind. I'm going to hit an 8-iron. replace your divot after every single shot. So we have a little delicate chip shot here, which is not very good. Probably just going to pitch it just on the front of the green. Good shot, hopefully we'll be able to hold that putt. It's another par. The next hole is a par 3. 150 yard par 3 now. Downhill, wind slightly off the right. I'm going to aim it at the right edge of the green with an 8. Aimed up the right hand side of the green, finished on the right hand side of the green. Long putt, so hopefully we'll be able to knock it up close and 2 putt from there. That was a good 8-iron shot there. I'm going to use my tool here to fix the divot that I probably made for the ball when it landed. So I've got my divot repairer. I'm just going to fix the divot that I made. I'm going to take the flag out. It was a good putt. I was just looking to knock it up there, and we should hold it. That one just crept in, it's another par. So this next hole is a 282 yard par 4. It says the hole 24 here because there are 2 courses. There's an 18-hole course and a 9-hole course. We're currently playing the 9-hole course, which is my 6th hole is the 24th. Just in the rough on the left hand side, pretty decent shot. Should be able to make par from there. So on a par 4 like this hole, if I manage to get the ball on the green in 2, that's called green in regulation. Likewise on a par 5 if I get it on 3, and a par 3 if it's in on 1. As well as that, if I complete the hole 1 over par, that's called a bogey. 1 under is birdie. Talk about this shot. This shot I have 75 into the flag. I have a 54 again. I'm going to hit it 3 quarters.
Shot.
It was a pretty nice shot. I'm on the green in 2, so that's green in regulation. We had a green in regulation here. If I hold this putt, it's a birdie. Missed the birdie putt, but still came away with a par. Level par through 6 holes. This is the best I've ever played, which is making me really happy. This next hole is a long par 5, slopes from right to left, so I'm going to try and hit a nice high draw to let it roll down the slope. Go as far as I would have wanted it to. I caught it a bit fat, but it's still in the middle of the fairway. 10 yards into wind. I'm probably going to be hitting this for hybrid again. I'm going to place my tee next to the ball so I can replace it. So here the ball has landed in GUR, which stands for ground under repair, so I have to move the ball to the nearest point of release. To do that, I'm going to mark the position of the ball with the tee, hit the ball up 2 club lengths, 1, 2, and then drop the ball in between these 2 tees. This next shot, there isn't much room to work with in front of the pin on the green, so I'm going to try and hit a flop shot. So in order to do this, I will need to open up my stance and really have to try and get under the ball to get as much height as possible. That was a pretty nice flop shot, just finished a little bit too far right. So I'm on the green in 4 here on a par 5. I should be able to 2-putt from there, which would mean I'd have a 6, which is 1 over par, which means I would have a bogey. First putt there, left it a little bit too short. Still had some work to do with that second putt, but managed to hold it. So if that was online, I reckon it would have rolled onto the green, but as it was a little bit off to the right, I'm in a bunker. And whenever playing a bunker shot, I will normally open my stance a bit more so I can get under the ball. But when I do address the ball, the club isn't allowed to touch the sand. That was a pretty standard bunker shot. Pretty good for me, I'm not very good at bunker shots. There's no rake here, but if there was a rake I would go back in on exactly the same line that I entered and rake backwards, making sure that I go over all my footmarks. was another bogey, but I'll take it, seeing as though I was in the bunker. The 9th hole now, the final hole. It's a 311 yard par 4 uphill. It's a blind hole, which means you can't see the hole, so instead there's a black and white stake on top of the hill which tells me where to aim. So I'm just going to try and go just over that. That wasn't a very good strike, it was very cutty, so it ended up off to the right. I'll probably be able to find it though. So I hit my ball too far right. I've ended up on a different fairway. My dad with the camera is about to go up to show me where I have to hit the ball because I can't see the hole. So that was a pretty nice direction on the shot. I just hit one club too much, so it should have been 8 iron instead of a 7 iron. I have a 54 in my hand now, just trying to land it on the fringe, make it roll down. Shot, probably could have landed it a bit further on. So on the greens, I can mark my ball, pick it up. So now I'm going to go over and clean it because it's a bit dirty. And once I've cleaned it, there's a line on my ball which will help me with my direction when I'm lining up my putt. So I'm going to try and make that line going on exactly the same path as where I want the ball to go. There's a little bit of a left to right, so I'm just going to aim on the left edge of the hole. Here is my card. At the end of each round you should mark your card with all your scores from each hole. You then total it up. If we were playing 18 holes, this column would be filled and this column, and then you put your total there. Handicap goes here, and then your net score. To work out your net score, you do your total amount of shots minus your handicap, and that works out how far over par or under par you were with your handicap. And yeah, that's the end. Normally you would sign your card here if you were handing it in, if it was a competition, and then you could get your handicap cut from there. So yeah, thank you for watching. This has been my GCSE golf video.